So, as you begin to do your research, you're going to want to use the note taking template that we have provided for you. So, I took the note taking template and I made a copy. And since my group is doing a project on Apollo 13, I'm going to research what the problems were and what happened with Apollo 13 to cause it not to actually reach the moon. So, my research question that I'm going to be looking into is what problems did Apollo 13 have? Why wasn't it able to land on the moon? So I did a search and I found an article on NASA. And as you know, NASA, if you look, is a government site. So we can be pretty sure that we can trust this information. So I read through the article well, first of all, I want to copy the title of the article and I want to get all the bibliographic information. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have an EasyBib extension. So I'm going to click on that and say Cite on EasyBib. And when I do that, I can make sure I have MLA, and I will click Create Citation. And there's my citation. Going to copy and paste. So now I have it copied. And I'm going to go to my note-taking guide or note-taking card, and I'm going to paste it. So Control V. There it is. Title of the article is Apollo 13 in quotes. I look at the focus questions. There's two focus questions that I think I might be answering. One is what objects are moving through space. This is a man-made object that was moving through space. And then how do motions in the universe impact mankind? Because I think this mission, which was somewhat of a failure because it never did reach the moon, impacted mankind. So those are my two focus questions that I think my portion of the research will answer. So when I go to NASA and I read the article, I read how before they launched it, the number 2 oxygen tank had some problems. And they fixed it, but they damaged it in the process. So under here where I have notes, you can use bullet points, you can use boxes and bullets, you can use Cornell notes, you can add some kind of chart. This will all expand as you add information. So for right now, I'm just going to use bullet points. So the number 2 oxygen tank was damaged prior to the mission, but had been repaired and tested. Now notice I didn't just go to the article and highlight a bunch of stuff and copy and paste. When you do that, you're not really fully understanding what you're reading. I had to read this paragraph several times to make sure I understood what it meant. And so when I read it and then I put it in my own words, I have a better chance of really being able to explain it, especially in my exhibit, than if I just copy and paste it. So there's a lot of information there. I just kind of summarized in general what happened. So then as I read, there's some other interesting information, but as I read, I find out that warning lights had gone on and the oxygen tank had exploded. and it caused the number 1 oxygen tank also to fail. So I want to put that into my notes. So the number 2 oxygen tank exploded and caused the number 1 oxygen tank to fail. And I would continue reading and I would continue adding information about what went wrong in that flight. There's a lot of information here in this article, but I would continue to synthesize and summarize that information. Again, not copying and pasting. If I copied and pasted this, this would not sound how a seventh grader would talk. It would not sound how a person would talk in normal conversation. So you want to put it into your own words. After doing that, I would kind of reflect on my information, and some things I wonder about is why did they allow the damaged tank to be used? How did this change future testing of equipment? And any other questions that I might want to look into. So as you do your research, using this note template and sharing it with your group, keeping them all together is going to help you put your information together so that you have a nice exhibit that explains all different aspects of your topic. So make sure when you're using this template, you fill in all parts so that later on it'll be easy to put your information together.